All right, man.
What's up?
How's it going? Who are you?
I'm Jake, Cincy fan Jake.
Here he is.
That's me.
Who are
You,
you?
me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. This is Joe and Lisa, and this is Natty Talks. This is Jake. He's on here. He is going to be our, I guess, guinea pig. Uh,
Sure.
but we're gonna do another episode where we just have a guy on here, since he's always gets a chance to have girls on here,
Sounds
and I
good.
never get to have my dudes. So, man, what do you want to talk about?
Anything. We can talk about the Bengals. We can talk current events. We can talk whatever you want to talk.
Okay, all right. We can start with the Bengals.
All right.
We can start with the Bengals.
Are we done? What do you
Fuck
think?
no. I think it's funny during the game after Burrow got hurt. I was like, all right, that's it. Going to the bar. It's hot out here. I'm going to the bar and I'm going to go sit down. I go to the bar down. It's like under the stands.
Yeah.
So it's like, and it was hot.
Yeah.
And I'm down there just like watching the thing. And I was like, nah, they're going to win.
Oh.
Yeah, dude, it was whatever. I was like, nope, they're going to win. They're going to win this game.
Listen, I bleed orange and black, and I'll ride with the Bengals through whatever. But I was not confident, and I needed to have my little Twitter crash out. And so I had my little Twitter crash out, and I was like, yeah, we're not winning this game.
Nope.
And then I was texting some buddies in a group chat, and we were talking about it. And I was like, yeah, this is done. The season's over. This was cool. And they're like, no, Jake Browning's got us. And I was like, no, Jake Browning does not got us. And then
Oh.
I started, talking shit about Jake Browning. And,
faith.
and then I was like, for the record, I take all of this back if we win the game. But and we did. But
Yeah. So the beginning of the fourth quarter, I walked back out to the stands and everybody was like, oh man, whatever. And I looked at everybody and was like, why are you all scared? Jake Browning is better than most of the starting quarterbacks in the NFL. He just plays behind Joe Burrow. So of course he's not going to look as good as Joe Burrow, who's one of the best in the league. So for a backup, at least we have Joe Burrow Part 2.
he's one of the best.
He's one of the best. Have some faith. Aside from the NFL kissing the Chiefs' ass like they always do,
All the time.
he had the Bengals in the playoffs.
0-2, by the way.
Yeah, because I looked at the people that sit around us, and I looked at them and said, oh no, they're going to win this game, guys. I literally called it down to like the time. I said, in the last 2 minutes of this game, they're going to come down the field and they're going to just go in, score a touchdown, game over. For everybody that sits around us, they are all like, yep, he did. He called it. He's like, yep, this is what's going to happen. Here it comes.
You're typically right.
You were right.
Yeah, because it's Jake Browning.
I just had to crash out first and feel my emotions and like
That's good.
process it because of Joe Burrow. And then after the game, I probably took a day actually. But
Man.
then I started convincing myself. I was like, you know what? We got this. We paid Jamar. We paid T. We paid all these weapons. We got Noah Fant. I was like,
Oh, he's
we got
big.
Trey to come back in the building. He's good for the moment, captain. I was like, we can figure this out. I was like, we keep this defense together, we'll be okay. I was like, Jake Browning will figure it out.
I wish Joe Burrow watched this because I want him to hear what I'm about to say.
That'd be fantastic.
Hey, brother, I wouldn't care if you walk down the field throwing 2 balls out of bounds when you don't have just a shot and then just hitting one and going all the way down the field that way, dude. I really wouldn't care. For the love of God, protect yourself.
Brother, please.
Protect yourself, please. Like,
Also, I got 10 toes. I'm 10 toes down for Joe Burrow. Like, you need one, bro? It's all yours.
right, dude, you have so many toes available to you, you don't even
Right.
know.
I don't need them.
Like, in all seriousness, man. Like, do I think he's injury prone? No. He's playing football. It's like, if you don't protect him, what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah. I was having a conversation the other day with some buddies about it, and I was like, the very first injury where he tore everything in his knee, you can 1,000% blame that on the offensive line and not protecting him because somebody screwed up and he got messed up. I was like, the wrist thing was weird. The appendectomy thing was weird. I was like, this toe thing is weird. like freak accident. I don't.
Yeah, that's why I said throw it off.
Yeah.
Because at this point, just stop getting hit. Like, just stop. If the play's dead, the play's dead. Just throw it off. But I'm not done. Hold on. If the offensive line doesn't go out there and start ripping people's helmets off whenever they even get near Joe Burrow at this point, they are not doing their jobs. I don't care to say it. Go punch someone in the fucking mouth. I don't care. He gets touched. You're not doing your job. You don't deserve your money. Don't care.
Yeah, he bought you samurai swords, okay? You're supposed to defend him with your life.
Yes. Like,
I don't know that I can blame that injury 100% on them.
No.
Some of it's got to do with scheme, which is a Zach Taylor issue.
but he got blasted.
Yeah. And last week against the Browns,
he
Myles
got
Garrett
blasted.
blasted him. Yeah, he's
Wide open
he's
gate.
top 10 all time and being hit already, and it's year 6.
Well, like, and it's also like, hey, he's one of the best of all time, and look how, like,
He's already been sacked 201 times. That's
Yes.
more than Andrew Luck.
yeah. You all know what happened to Andrew Luck.
And
Yep.
And I wouldn't blame Joe Burrow for doing that because he's still a human being, so he has to go out there and, like, live life. So, like,
can we talk about his mental for a minute? Because it's got to be
yeah,
fucked.
let's talk about that. Hold on, let's talk about this for a second. I'm glad you just said that. Leading up to right before he got hurt, I don't know if they showed this on TV or not. He missed 3 touchdowns in a row, which is funny, his mentality, dude, he literally looked like he was stiff, and then every single time that down that drive that he threw it, he did hit on on his receivers, but they barely made it.
Yeah.
All he had to do was turn left and look at this wide open receiver over here 3 times in a row, and it was a home run to go get a touchdown. So what are you
T's
doing?
open over here. Jamar's open over here. I'm like, what are we doing?
T was in
Missed
single
it.
coverage twice in a row. Twice. Single coverage. And he didn't even look over there. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
I mean, it happens. Bad reads.
Well, like, if you watch a replay of it, he never turns and looks. It's like,
And I'm just talking about like his mental from like a mental standpoint.
Well, I
of,
know,
like
man.
all these injuries and stuff to him. And he did an interview with the guy from Good Morning Football, and his
Kyle
name
Brandt.
escapes me. Yeah, Kyle Brandt. And he was talking about like his mental. He's like, how's your like mental health doing after the whole like break-in thing? He's like, honestly, that was like a fucked up situation or whatever. And he was like, yeah, I just kind of like got over it or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, and that's cool. And then they talk about like his mentality of like, this guy's like Dexter, and he could like be like a serious problem if he wasn't playing like football or something. And I'm like, okay, yeah, he's got that killer mentality and like the mental thing. I was like, but after all these injuries and all these like problems, like you can't tell me your mental's not like messed up a little bit there, or the thoughts not in your head all the time. Right? Right?
I don't think he's going to like what I'm about to say.
Not say it.
If you look at it that way, yes, you're right. His mental would be gone, but this is also why he's probably Joe Burrow. And
That's
you're
right.
Not.
That's right. No, you're right.
When you go through these things, instead of letting it put you down and be like, that's it, I'm done, you don't look at it that way. You look at it as, I'm going to come back and do this better, or I'm going to work on these things, or I'm going to look at it on this way. So, like, this is what I said. Everybody that crashed and burned after that happened, I'm pretty sure this is what Joe Burrow would have thought. Yep, this sucks. But it's not the type of injury where he's going to have to get out of shape. He's still going to be able to like move his body and be able to focus on throwing and stuff like that, because he's going to have to, because it's his foot and he's his balance and it's everything like that. So he's going to have to work on this. And when Jake Browning takes his team to the playoffs,
That's right. It's happening.
he's going to come back fresher than every player that is going into the playoffs.
It's true.
And that
then
would be
we're
rather terrifying.
And then we're going all the way to Santa Clara.
Exactly. So don't worry. He probably was like, sweet. Now I have 3 months off, and Jake Browning's going to carry this team to the playoffs. I have 3 months off. Now I get to go into the playoffs fresh. Jake Browning, do your job. Offensive line, do A defense. I'm not going to talk shit about the defense.
Trey, keep doing your thing, man.
I'm
I
not-
hope Shamar's okay because he's been a bright spot on defense. Jordan Battle, keep doing your thing, brother.
Yes.
Killing it.
Turner's been good.
DJ Turner's been okay. Cam Taylor-Britt wasn't as bad as he was the week before, so as Zach
Dude,
Taylor says,
I
I see better than I hear.
Dude, I love Cam Taylor-Britt. Like, he has to be one of my favorite players on the team because, like, I know last year he had a rough one last year, but, like, I was like, dude, I don't care. Like, I know this dude's a baller. And, he had the injury and stuff like that, but, like, I think he did, yes. But I'm fully planning on him having another big year, straight up.
He needs to. He's in
Yeah.
a contract year.
Yep. And the way I look at it is because watching it on TV, you kind of like whatever. But in person, when I was watching the defense play, I was like, I think I know what they're doing. They were like halfway through the game, it seemed like they were just kind of limping their way through the game just to get through it. And then in the second half, they just kind of like turned a switch and just turned it on. So it's strategic, right? And like, it's a marathon, not a sprint, right?
Yeah, I think some of the coverages are a little bit soft, and that's my biggest issue with it.
I think they're soft
which
at
is-
the beginning of the game.
Yeah, which is odd because Al Golden's system, he kind of liked to blitz a lot in college, and now he wants to play kind of softer in the NFL, which is kind of weird.
Well-
But they're flying around to the ball a lot better, and they're tackling better, so that's good, and they're making plays.
That's why I said they were kind of like getting through the first.
Yeah.
'Cause yes, they're soft, on purpose. I think
And they're adjusting.
they're figuring it out. They're adjusting, saying, all right, this is what changes we're going to make. This is what we're going to do. Which you do that in football. That's what happens when halftime's going on. Not
Adjustments.
just dogs running around and stuff. But yeah, no, I'm fully planning on still going to the playoffs. I don't know about you all, but if you're not, get off the train.
That's right.
Just get off. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm not too worried. I mean, I'm going to say this is a damn toe, Joe Burrow. You like.
Dude, yeah, I said shoot it up with some Toradol, give him a Percocet like Aaron Rodgers, tape that thing up, get him out there.
Ashwagandha, I think.
Yeah, whatever. Ayahuasca, if you need to go take a trip.
Ayahuasca, not ashwagandha.
Whatever.
Let's not open any portals.
Hey,
Yeah.
whatever gets me to a Super Bowl, that's all I care about.
Exactly.
Okay? And win one.
Yeah, that would be great. At least before I die.
Yeah, please.
Phew.
That's my one wish.
Dude, the funniest thing I heard about Joe Burrow's toe was we were walking out of the stadium, and this guy was walking. He's like, "A fucking toe! Cut that fucking thing off! Just tape it up and get his ass back out there! Fuck! He's number 9 for a reason."
That's right. He only needs 9 of them.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, the Bengals. They'll be all right. I'm not too worried. The Reds.
Oof.
The Reds.
The Mets have literally begged them to
I know.
take that playoff spot.
Dude, it really hurts me because it's like, do you all want to win? Like, do you want to at all? Like, it's.
I don't have words for the Reds.
I
That's
don't
my
really.
team. I love them. I
Yeah.
want them to win a World Series. I want to make the playoffs. But some of the moves, I don't understand. Why you didn't call Sal Stewart up earlier when he's absolutely crushing the ball makes no sense to me, unless you're like playing with service time. But at this point, that really doesn't matter. Like, are we trying to win? I understand it's like, where are you going to go? But frustrating to say
Very.
the least.
Very. And but people all the time are like, who would you rather win a championship? The Reds, the Bengals, whatever. And I'm like, I would just like a championship anywhere, but like, it would be great if the Reds would win one, or at least go to the playoffs. Like, it just something.
That'd be nice.
It'd be
I mean, they
nice.
have 5 championships, so if I had to pick one, I'd pick the Bengals just so they can at least have one.
Right? Yep.
But, yeah, I'll take one any way I can get it. So
Yeah. I mean that.
I just hope we don't burn the city down in the process. That would be cool if we didn't do that.
Well, with current events,
We're
that
already
might
having
freaking
enough problems
happen.
downtown. Knock that shit off anyway.
Ready,
Yep.
dude. This is why I'm upset with people that have talked shit about our podcast. Because of the people talking shit about our podcast, it made our voice lower itself down. And people get an idea of us that isn't true. And while we're on this podcast and we're warning people about what's going on in Cincinnati and saying, hey, bro, like we might want to do something about this because this could happen and this could get real bad, no one heard it. And since nobody heard it, stupid ass things happened in the city and then it went nationwide, which made our city look great.
Real good.
So thanks to everybody out there who lowered our voice. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, so speaking of current events in Cincinnati.
Oh boy.
I think you saw it, because I think I saw you say something. Did you see the fight that broke down in the Banks? During the tailgate?
Which one?
Right, during the tailgate, so?
Yeah, and they came out with the curfew thing where you have to be 21 plus
Yeah.
to be there before and after or whatever, yeah. Or it was during, but not before and not after, which made no sense.
Yeah, and also I'm glad that one of our buddies pointed out the fact that they closed off food trucks at 11:30 and the bars were open until 2:30. So then what you're doing is you're just allowing people to get really, really drunk with no food to soak up the alcohol, which typically leads to really dumb behavior.
Even more so.
Every time. If you're going to behave like Nashville, and if you're going to politically run your city like Nashville, if you're not aware of what happened in Nashville, dude, you will see why I get really, really irritated with this.
You like Nashville.
I did.
Did, not now.
Have you ever been there?
I've been there once.
When?
Oh boy. Pre-COVID and probably like 10 years ago.
That's when Nashville was good. Go there now and you will see what I mean. And then remember, just change the name of Nashville, Tennessee to Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh.
That's where we're heading. That's what we're heading towards. And the people who don't listen to it, I'm literally, I say this all the time, I'm like, you all don't know what's coming. You don't know what's coming. This is all procedural. You can look back at the history of what happened in Nashville over the last few years and just look at what happened in Cincinnati over the last few years, and you're going to say, oh, it's the same thing.
You get what you vote for.
Yes.
I don't
Same situation.
I don't know how you look at one instance and see like, hey, this is not working over here, but we're going to try to do the same thing over here and it's going to work. No, it's not.
Yep.
It's the same result.
Yep.
What's the definition of insanity? Doing something repeatedly that's failed over and over again? Something like that?
Yeah, something like that. It's a good thing we've never, had a city in our entire existence.
No.
And this country wasn't actually a good place and a safe place to be. And
No, it's so terrible, Joe. Don't you know?
it used to be like that, I think.
Did it?
Nah, this is our first run around with it.
Okay.
We never learned anything from history.
Nothing.
We didn't learn nothing.
Clearly
We just try to
not.
erase it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, man. So anyways, those fights that broke out down on the Banks during the game whatever. Literally no cops showed up. No one showed up to do anything because they were too busy on the outskirts of the Banks, and they were too busy, trying to tow cars or direct traffic instead of actually doing what they should be doing.
Wait a second. I heard on 700 WOW that they were going to have drones down there and that they were going to have state troopers down there and they were going to have all this help and they were going to clean the problem up and this wasn't going to happen. It was going to be safe. That's what they told me.
Did they?
Yeah, that's what the radio told me.
Wow. So since they weren't watching that, we once again have more fights breaking out down on the Banks where they put in a curfew and they put in a age limit and they did nothing. So you would think somebody that would, if you would think that people who claim to be intelligent would know this. If you don't listen to wisdom, are you really intelligent?
No.
So with that, I wish people would listen to what I keep saying when I'm like, yo, the Cincinnati police, as we were saying, they should go down to Nashville so that they get in that environment with all them people, with all those bars, and see how their police force does it. So that way they control massive amounts of people. They see how it's structured, they see how it's organized, so they realize, oh, this is how we need to do this very small amount of space with very limited bars. It's not even that difficult to control, and do it that way. That would be the smart thing to do.
Gotta do something.
But what would I know?
Nothing.
Nothing. And if the people down on the banks that work at the bars don't agree with me, I worked at a bar in Nashville and did security. Trust me, you want it to be this way, dude. Like, don't forget, you're making very limited money and you're risking your life.
For not a lot of money.
Just remember that. Because I got put in some pretty heavy situations down there in Nashville, and I'm telling you right now, it's not worth it. So there's no reason why they wouldn't want that down on the banks. There's no reason. That doesn't mean that police need to be down there and, you know, beating the shit out of everybody and
No.
those things like that.
No.
At that point, the cops should just be like, don't care if you drink, don't care if you're smoking weed, don't care whatever, as long as you're not doing some crazy ass drugs and doing anything you shouldn't be doing and behaving like a decent human being while having fun,
Then we're good.
then we're good. Easy peasy.
That's too simple.
Yeah. There was not enough police presence. I have made phone calls to certain entities about these things. Which was funny because I said that, I called them that morning actually, and then she sent me the thing about, hey, they're going to have all this police presence and all this stuff, and da-da-da-da, and I went, this better be. Was it?
No.
No.
And that's not to say, you know, like those things like aren't going to happen, because like inevitably, you know, you got people drinking and it gets carried away sometimes. But then like you have isolated situations where you like get that taken care of, whatever. But it's happening too frequently and too
Yes.
often, and there's
Yeah.
too many different situations, and sometimes some of them don't get caught on camera, although nowadays pretty much everything gets caught on camera.
Do you know there's a camera right at 4th and
4th and Elm.
4th and Elm? Do you know that?
No.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering.
But just to say, like, that those things aren't going to happen, because, like, inevitably, you know, they will.
Do you know what happened at 4th and Elm?
No.
Okay.
Oh, wait, is that where somebody got shot in front
No.
of the stadium?
No.
No. Oh, is that's where the viral thing occurred?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Remember how they said there wasn't any camera footage?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They lied to us, Joe?
Do you know there's a camera right there?
Oh.
No, unless they remove it after this video comes out, it's literally up on the wall right there next to the parking garage.
Right where the bar
Entrance.
is at.
Probably wasn't working.
That's weird.
Probably.
There's also a bank right there. I'm pretty sure most banks
Or-
have cameras around them.
Or the footage went missing. Maybe like a minute, but maybe they cut 5 minutes from the video this time. Just
That would be
thought.
deleting evidence.
That doesn't happen. Ever. Don't lie to these people, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't lie to them.
We don't want to spread misinformation.
I'm stumped because now I'm just like, yep, where do I go from here? Because it's like, are you listening? Are you listening?
Please do your research.
Uh,
Jump down that rabbit hole. Just be
yeah,
careful
man,
if you do.
I don't know. I'm praying that Corey Bowman wins as the mayor of Cincinnati, not because I am any way the way I view our whole politics. Not saying I don't care. I do care. But what I am saying is the way I look at this world is it's ran below my standards of living. Therefore, I do not participate, because the way this world is ran with all this nonsense going on is below my standards of being a human being.
Right.
So I am not going to lower myself to that standard because mine are higher. Like, I have a higher standard for me to be on this earth.
There shouldn't be anything wrong with that.
Shouldn't everybody want to be that way?
You would think.
You would think. Like, it doesn't matter what you look like. It don't matter how much money you got. Don't matter whatever like that.
It doesn't matter your race, your religion,
Nope.
your sexuality,
Nope.
your gender.
Nope.
What matters is your character and what type of person you are and what kind of qualifications you have. Yeah. But apparently, that's controversial, and I don't understand why.
Oh, what did I say the other day? For anyone who does think that's controversial, I hear, how about this? Let's say our engineering world. Let's say that we're engineering a car. And with the fact that all these companies have had so much turnover and we don't actually manufacturing anything in this country at all we do is kind of assemble things made from China. Is the camera still on? What you're saying is that since I would rather put someone in position that they are not competent to have, and you keep on having this turnover, eventually we're going to get to the spot where people don't know what they're doing. Right. And then when all the people who left who did know what they were doing and they're retired and they're living on a beach and they're just like, I don't care, you lost all tribal knowledge. So then when somebody's building your car, the quality of product is shit.
Is that why they have the saying they don't make things like they used to anymore?
That is exactly why they say that. So guess what, man? Not to terrify you. But what's going to happen with cars is that all these people who don't work anymore, and all these, not saying people aren't working. I don't have a job currently. But when people stop creating something and they're told do this and this only, which typically means this, do what I say so we don't spend more money, because if you start doing what you're supposed to do, it costs more money, so we can't do that because then you're messing up my paycheck and I get paid more than you. Your quality of product that you're driving around, like with your kids, your friends, your wife, your husband, your whatever, is not as good as it used to be. So guess what happens when you get into a car accident?
You die. That's just the extreme.
Is it? Do you work in the automotive industry?
No, I just mean that's like the
It's not as extreme as you think.
That's like the worst thing that could happen, on the scale thing. Like, you get really bad hurt, but death.
Oh, you're going there?
Yeah.
No, that's very real what I just said.
No, absolutely.
In case you all haven't looked at the automotive industry and what's going on with it, and us getting parts, be careful what you're driving. You might want to get a Toyota. You want to get a Toyota.
I can speak to that from professional experience, not about cars, but as far as parts and engineering and things that are in your house, is appliances. And so that's another thing. That's my experience now, and getting and finding parts. And
yeah, you know what happens when all these appliances, all these things that you buy, all these things you get, and everything like that, when they start breaking, you have to go buy another one.
And that's becoming the point. That's why
the
shelf life is so
and then
bad.
you get it, and then it runs for a little bit.
And then I need another
Then
one.
you got to get another one.
Yep.
I hope people's brains are like, uh-oh.
It's all about money.
That's all it is, man.
And that's why these companies make record profits every year over and over and over again.
And the fact that they do, and people that work for them, and the people that do actual things for our world and not just post half-naked pictures on the internet or anything like that, they suffer because of people of a company making a bunch of money and greedy people and all that, and then this just snowballs into this whole thing again. And
it's a vicious cycle.
yeah, it's terrible.
It is.
But we're seeing it. And you're seeing it. Like, you are seeing it. At least I hope you all are. You're seeing it. You're seeing it happen. Like, in real time. This is real. Like,
Some people are waking up to it. Others, I don't know what to tell you. Wake up.
have you seen our episodes where I'm like screaming, "Wake up!"
No, but seriously.
Yes, wake up. Yeah, that's why I'm like, wake the fuck up.
Doesn't that sound familiar?
It does.
Yeah,
Vaguely.
yeah, yeah, man. Like, and like what I'm saying isn't off the wall. I mean, like, you can, if you don't believe me, just do your research. Like, you can. Didn't you all write a research paper in high school? Like, look it up.
You can fact check it.
You can fact check it. Don't use Wikipedia. Maybe not even Google. Actually do work. Look at profit margins. Look at costs that they have over what they're spending and what they're actually intaking. Look at the quality of the product. Look at how their life is of the product.
And if that's too much for you because that's too much work, you could just look at practical things in your life. For instance, the quality of life of what you buy. Your iPhone, for instance, and how you have to get a new one every year because the battery life is so bad on them, and they do an update and you have to go buy the newest one because the battery's better, but then they give some kind of update where the battery goes shorter, so then you need to go buy a new one because you think your phone's crap, or an appliance, or a car, or like literally anything.
I mean, that's why you should switch to Android anyways.
No.
Thought we had another one. That's okay. What do you? Well, you don't have to say where you work, but what do you do for work?
I work for an appliance company.
Appliance company. Do you do like financial side? Do you
Yeah, pretty much. I pretty much do the financial side, yeah.
That's why you have an iPhone.
Okay. Why do you say that?
So if you look at people who have iPhones and people who have Androids, a lot of times the people who have iPhones are like on the businessy side of things. They're on like the financial side of things. They're like if you were in school, typically you would be taking English and communication style things where you're like in business and those things.
Yeah.
People that have Androids, if you look at them, they're more like people that are like mathy and engineering and science based. So the difference is that the iPhone works directly with that type of brain and the Android works with that type of brain. And that's why those people, whatever. I can use an iPhone.
Listen, Joe, are you trying to tell me that you're smarter than me right now? Is that what that is?
No.
No.
No. What I'm saying is I'm smarter than you. No, I'm kidding.
Right.
It's not a thing of intelligence. It's how your brain works.
Right.
Like, there are extremely intelligent people who have iPhones. There are extremely intelligent people who have Androids. There's also idiot people who have iPhones and idiot people who have Androids.
It's true.
It's just how your brain works has nothing to do with intelligence.
Right.
It's just my brain's good at this, that brain's good at that. Look at it. Look at your world and notice people who have Androids and what they do for a living, and then notice people that have iPhones and what they do for a living.
Never thought of it that way.
Yeah. See, I told you I was smarter than you.
But good perspective. But good perspective.
It's just a perspective. It's just doctors and people like that typically have iPhones. I think a lot of women have iPhones. I've noticed more men have Androids. But women's brains work differently than men's brains. Sorry, guys.
That's two shots in one there, Joe.
Is that a shot?
Yeah, you're smarter than me, and you're saying my brain works like a woman?
No. This I'm glad you're saying this because this is what people would be thinking, like, oh, this fucking asshole. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that women's brains and men's brains, women are more emotional, men are more, logical. See, I had to wait for her to say it because I didn't want to say it because she's a woman. That's why I looked at her and went, what is it?
This is a test.
It's not that you're logical saying that men are smarter than women. That's not what I'm saying at all. It's
No.
that they're wired emotionally. Men are wired to critically think about situations. Not saying women don't, but typically when they're not emotionally intelligent, their ability to critically think goes down, because then you're putting your brain into a chaotic state
Oh boy.
because you're emotionally driven. This is why I was saying, like, this is why I was saying that, you know, men need to be able to control their emotions and feel their emotions, because if you don't,
Then you blow up.
you do. And then you also allow yourself in your daily life and your job and people that you talk to, you get them to the point to where you can be manipulated and controlled, because then they can control your emotions and figure you out and get you to, you know, do something you shouldn't do because you're not controlling your emotions, and you're lowering your critical ability to think.
It's true. Guilty. Been there. Done that.
So have I. It's not like I haven't.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's not like I haven't, dude. Like, that's why I said, like, dude, if you say something, I'm probably like, I've probably been there.
Yeah.
like, no, I have too. Like, but that's the thing, you learn, right?
Of course.
So, like, let's say you have a manager who doesn't like you at your job, and he's trying to get you to do something so he has a reason to fire you.
Okay.
So they try different tactics, and one of those tactics is overweighing you with work and time and coming at you all the time and all this stuff like that. When you are emotionally intelligent and you don't let it bother you and you just sit and watch, all of that eventually just wears itself out. And then you notice their cracks in what they're doing.
Right.
They tell on themselves. So, like, it's an intelligent move by people who are not thinking about it the right way. It's just a strategy.
Right.
Yeah. Typically because you're better than them, and they don't like to admit it.
9 times out of 10.
I know. I know they're going to see it. We'll talk about that one off camera.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I can't do that on camera. But yeah, man, it's yeah. I'm trying to think, when do we go into that, like, more conversation, because it's like, we'll just shift from there because I don't want to. So what's going on with you, bro?
Oh, brother. Surviving life, man. I won't get too deep into the nitty gritty about it, but, you know, I work a lot.
Yep.
Working overtime.
Yep.
Recently separated. Figuring things out with kids and their whole their emotions and them regulating their emotions.
Yeah.
So that's been a bit difficult on the parenting front there. But yeah, that's pretty. Work, kids, Bengals. That's pretty much my.
Yeah, there you
life
go.
right now.
There you go. There you
It's
go.
very simple. But yeah, just getting up every day, doing what I need to do, and surviving life at the moment. Rolling with the punches.
Yeah. I won't force you to say anything that you don't want to say on here. So.
No, you're good. I just don't want to get super like.
Yeah, I don't want to
deep
get
and
too.
put everything out there. We can
Yeah.
talk about that off camera, but
Yeah, I don't want you to.
no,
Don't worry about that.
you're good.
Because I would ask you questions and all that on here, but I'm not going to, because it's your personal business, and I'm not going to get into that.
All right.
I mean, I
You
can.
you can ask, and if I don't want to answer it, I'll just say I plead the fifth, and we'll
Okay.
move on from there.
Were you a good man?
In the very beginning, no, I was not, truthfully. That's I'm big on accountability now. I've been to therapy. I've done some work and stuff like that. In the very beginning, no, I was not a good man. I was being a boy
Okay.
and a child,
Good for you.
and I was extremely lazy and playing video games all the time, not doing the things that I should have been doing. You could say, you know, you could go as far as like neglectful, I guess.
Yep.
talking to people I shouldn't have been talking to, doing things I shouldn't have been doing, the whole yeah, no,
was.
I cheated in the beginning.
Yep.
And I was just stupid. I was being a dumb kid and I didn't grow up yet and I should have, and that's on me.
That's not.
Um,
How old are you?
I'm 27.
27.
Yeah.
Brother, you are doing great.
I appreciate that.
No, I'm dead serious, man. Because everything that he just did is being a man.
Yeah.
Good job, dude.
If I want anybody else to be accountable for the things that they do and the things that have been done to me, I gotta take accountability for my shit too. And so in the beginning, yeah, no, I wasn't great.
Yeah, see, like, it takes, on this journey of life, it takes all of that for you to be able to admit and hold yourself accountable that you were wrong.
Yeah.
And you learned from it.
Absolutely.
Did you become a better man?
I did.
There you go.
So in the very beginning, I was doing all that stuff. I was before I had gotten together with my wife, my best friend committed suicide. That's why I have this tattoo, because people always ask me what it's about. And it just says not okay.
Oh, okay.
And it's basically just a reminder that it's okay to not be okay.
It is okay to not be okay.
So that happened, and then my grandfather passed away too. And so I was hanging around like the wrong people and like partying and doing drugs and being an idiot, and I just really didn't give a shit about my life, to be frank. So there was all that, and then my wife comes along and she saved my life, pulled me out of that crap. But then she tolerated a bunch of shit that she probably shouldn't have even tolerated to begin with. And then kind of threatened to like, you don't get your shit together, like I'm taking these kids and leaving. And I'm like, okay, that's fair. So, and that's the number one thing in my life that's important to me is my family and my children. So I went to therapy and got my shit together and became a better man.
Good. We need more men like you. The reason why I say that is because, and I've heard this from women, so, can't get me here. This is a woman, multiple women saying this.
I was gonna say, you might need more than one there, bud.
Multiple women have said this. They miss men with balls. They miss men with testicular fortitude. And that takes balls. So there you go. This is a man with balls. Good job.
I'm pretty much like an open book now. I mean, I don't want to get like too specific about things, Women are kind of on my shit list at the moment.
Why? No, please. I want you to.
Okay. So first of all, we'll start with like that little T app thing that they started, where they started posting all these men in there, and then it's basically just free online slander. And I thought it was funny that they ended up all getting doxxed anyway, but anyway, so they have these Facebook groups about like, are we dating the same guy?
Yeah, I know.
And so I got posted in there, not once, twice. And the first time I was married, I wasn't even doing anything. I don't even know how I ended up in there in the first place. So that one really pissed me off. And then the second one was recently, and it was a couple weeks ago. And like, well, yes, I am separated from my wife. I'm not on dating apps, and I'm not talking to a million different women. So I really wanted to know why the hell I was even in there in the first place. And it was funny because I got it sent to me by some people that I knew. And they're like, yo, dude, what the hell's going on? Like, you're being accused of being like abusive. First of all, I've never put my hands on a woman. I would never put my hands on a woman in that manner, ever. And anybody that knows me would tell you that. And that I was a serial cheater. And then some other girl had commented on there, oh, I dated him years ago and he blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, first of all, that would have been over 7 years ago. So like, are you the same person that you even were like 6 months ago as you are now? And we're talking about 7 years ago.
Good job.
When I was like like probably 16 years old or something. I don't know, but sure, whatever.
Yep.
But that really irritated me, and it's like free online slander, and I'm like, and then I got some perspective from some buddies, and they're like, I mean, do you really even want to be with a girl that would like take that for what it is there and is like involved and engaging in that type of shit? And I'm like, no, you're right, I
Yep,
wouldn't.
you're right.
That's toxic, and the whole
Yep.
thing is toxic. And I understand that like the first part of that, like initially probably when they created the group was to protect women.
Yes.
But
Yes. We will say that on here. When they initially did that, it was to protect women from bad men, and I completely agreed with that.
yeah,
Because, yes. However,
it got real toxic real fast.
you ever seen any of those things for men?
No. Actually, me and my buddy looked it up, and so we did a comparison. They have one, like, are we dating the same girl type thing? And there's like 900 in there, and then in comparison to the women's one, there's 64,000 of them in there.
Yeah.
I said, so I just got slandered to 64,000 people on the internet.
Yeah. And I guarantee you, if you look at the subject matter, the ones that the men were doing, they probably were posting stuff in there that had real reasons why a man should stay away from a specific woman.
More than likely.
More than
Logically. Because back to what you had said about, you know, men being more like logical in the brain, you know, that's just how we're
You just gave me
wired.
statistical analysis, bro. You gave me 64,000 compared to 900.
Yeah, and you know, that's more like emotional, so they're going off emotions like, oh, this guy sucks and blah, blah, blah.
That means that what is it? 1 out of 70 men, or 1 out of no, 1 out of 7. 1 out of 7 men have been on this.
More than likely, give or take. I'm sure you were probably in there at one point.
Oh yeah. That's why I was like, please go. So the funny thing is that my ex-girlfriend sent me it, and she was like, you fucking bastard, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I don't even know what it said.
Oh, I
which
got
is-
screenshots. That was great.
I never got a screenshot of what it said. Because I was like, I would love to know what was said in there. Because no one even knows me in this city, and the people who do know me wouldn't say anything wrong about me. Because even my ex-girlfriends in Nashville wouldn't say something wrong about me. They would just be like, you know, it just didn't work.
Right.
So like, which Cincinnati's going to approach, by the way, that you're not going to be able to find anybody to date.
We're already there.
Aren't we? The thing about it is, and that women don't look at it this way. Like you said, would you even want to be dating a girl that's like that? And the answer is absolutely not. If you're a self-respecting man,
Right.
no, because if she did it to other people, or if she's looked at things on there, and let's say you pop up on it, she's not gonna, what am I seeing from this human being? It's gonna be, oh, this is how he treats people? No way, I'm leaving.
Right.
So it's the ultimate form of self-sabotage for women who do look at that. Ultimate form of self-sabotage. Like you are just self-sabotaging something that could be great because you're listening to shit.
You never know.
And like you said, everybody is supposed to be growing as a human being. So stuff that happened in somebody's past, whether it's good or bad, it happened to them. And if they're a shitty human being, they didn't learn from it.
Right.
So you're going to see the same behavior unless they didn't grow from it. Or if they grew from it, you're going to see a different person than what somebody's posting on there. So it's the ultimate self-sabotage, and women wonder why they can't find a good man.
I'll tell you another reason why. Back to what we were talking about with accountability.
Yeah.
They don't want to be held accountable for their actions. And I'm not saying all of them, because I'm sure there's a couple.
I will say this.
I don't.
There are women who do hold themselves accountable, and those are the women that, not just Lisa, but I am fighting for, because I feel bad for those women, because it's really hard for them to find a good man, because the women who don't hold themselves accountable are ruining good men.
Yes. And I don't want it, because I don't want to sound like, you know, you're a misogynist. You you hate women. No, I
No, I-
don't. I just
Hold on.
I will testify that Joe actually very much loves women.
Yeah, say, hold on. That's the thing. When women say that about a man, I don't think they're getting it. No, I'm not a misogynist. I actually love women. I'm really upset with how you all are treating yourselves and how you're portraying yourself out into this world and your behavior. That has nothing to do with me. That's me wanting to love you and just say, honey, please stop before you destroy yourself. If that's misogynistic, I don't give a shit because you don't hold yourself accountable. Go look in a mirror and to ask yourself if your behavior is what you want to portray on this earth.
yeah.
Or if I was dating myself, would I want to put up with this type of behavior from my partner?
No.
No. But you were talking about accountability. Go ahead.
Yeah. You can't. It's a natural instinct mostly for women to want to be protected and to be led, but then they have this movement now and this thought in their minds, and I guess you could call it's toxic femininity, and not so much like they talk about toxic masculinity all the time.
That doesn't exist.
Oh, right, I forgot. But that but they want and they need that like deep down,
Yep.
and you can't do that when you don't want to listen, even if it's in your better interest to listen, because I'm trying to protect you. I'm trying to look out for your better interest. But if you're not going to listen to me and, let me lead as a man or whatever, as a partner, even if you want to take gender roles out of it and be like politically correct or whatever, like to even have like a healthy partnership or relationship, whether it goes both ways or not, like I'm just trying to look out for you and protect you and look out for your best interest, but I can't do that if you don't let me and you want to do whatever you want.
I think women have gotten stuck on this because apparently women think that a man should be providing for them so they can go live a life of just whatever they want. What I'm saying here is that I think women are getting so much shit confused because they're looking at social media and they see some like lady going out on a date with some billionaire. And they think this is how my man's supposed to treat me, or their friends
Man.
who are probably jealous of a relationship because they don't have one or they are incapable of having a solid relationship.
Or there sucks.
Or they suck.
That.
That just provokes jealousy and envy. So what happens is the single girl's like, did you notice that this thing that isn't really a flaw in a human being, but did you notice this? Just wondering. Oh my God, girl, did he not take you to Cancun? Wow. He's broke. He can't provide for you. When really what you just said is the whole point. Leading has nothing to do, like, if you have a man ask you, what do you want? Instead of getting angry at the fact that you're wanting him to make a decision, maybe you should think, this guy cares about me enough to ask me, what do I want? Because trust me, we are men. I don't care when I'm going to go eat.
Nope.
I don't care what I'm doing later tonight.
Nope.
I don't care about going out and doing something.
Nope.
So if you say, what do you want to do?
It's because I genuinely want to know.
Yeah. You a mind reader?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
It's terrifying.
That's another thing. If you don't say what you want and you don't have these discussions with somebody. When you don't say what you want, guess what? You don't get
What you want.
Oh,
Communication. Harp on it all the time. That and accountability. Communication and accountability.
respect.
Talk. I can't give you what you want unless you tell me what you want. Just be direct. And if I'm doing something wrong, then tell me so I can fix it.
See, I think this is what's going on with women today, is that when a man's telling her, hey, you're doing this wrong, I don't like this treatment, I don't like how you're treating me, these are my standards of what I want in a relationship, these are the priorities that I'm looking at, this is what I expect. And since we are Neanderthals and men, guess what? These standards and priorities and things that I want in a relationship are probably pretty fucking simplistic because we're men.
We're very simple human beings.
So when a woman doesn't value those things, she then typically kicks it out. And what happens is that your decisions and choices in life have consequences no matter what you say. If you don't agree with that, you're living in a whole different fucking delusional reality. You attract what you put out. So then you're just going to start attracting not great men who are just going to treat you like shit. And then you're going to say all men are bad. When really,
You're not giving the right one's attention.
that and really you had a good man and you treated him like shit. So guess what you're going to receive?
Shit.
And this isn't attacking women.
No, I love
This is-
women. I truly, genuinely
I
do.
would
I
not
need you
be
to put
standing
your-
here
I need
if
you
I
to put your
felt like it
seatbelt
was
on.
an attack.
Okay. Since women seem to think that I'm an asshole, this is what you would get if you were a man. From me. I will tell you this. I am proud of you for coming on here and you've never done this before and saying this is what I did wrong. This is this is this, this is this. That is being a good fucking man, and that's exactly what the fuck needs to happen on this earth because there are men that are running this world that don't have fucking balls to even say I was wrong here. For instance, Charlie Kirk. Removing politics and everything else, the fact that a fucking shitty fucking man killed a man that he will never add up to on this earth is a fucking tragedy for men. You are a piece of shit and you ended an intelligent human being's life who was a Christian, who had value on this earth more than that piece of shit ever will. He will never have value on this earth.
No.
I guarantee you. And this is the kind of man I am because the way I am, I'm like, yo, I'm going to die honorably. I don't care. And that's how I want more men to live their fucking life because as a good man, you should want to do that. Like, okay, like you should die honorably. You should die and have reason to why, right? I guarantee you, if they asked Charlie, you can go and disappear and never talk again and go live a great life and never do anything and yada, yada, yada. Or go sit on a stage. You know what I think he would have picked?
Sitting on the stage.
Sitting on the damn stage, because that's the kind of man he is. That's the kind of man that women are looking for.
He's proven that. His life had been threatened multiple times before. He was threatened with going to prison because the former administration was going to lock him up. And that's why he cried when Trump won the election, because he knew he was like somewhat safe and not going to go to jail.
Men these days, and I've said this before, men, grow your fucking nutsack, please, before our world goes to shit, because if we don't have men with balls, we're fucked. Like, and that is starting to prove itself more and more and more. Starting to prove itself every day. You have people that are not doing the correct things because they're pussies. Because if you're not doing the right things, you're not being a good man. You're not being honest. You're not being truthful. You're selling yourself out for something that is not beneficial for everyone on this earth. And that is a mortal sin. That is a weak-ass man. You stand for nothing. You stand for nothing when you are that way. That is not that's not the kind of man that if I'm going into battle with somebody, I don't want that man anywhere near me. That's a liability. Get out. That is the kind of man that takes an army and walks it off a cliff.
Got to stand for something.
Or you'll fall for anything.
That's right.
How many people have fallen for something that they probably shouldn't have?
I have.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
But did you learn from it?
Yeah.
Did you grow from it?
Yeah.
All right. Now you're a better man for it.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. You know, and that's what I mean, ladies. I would be yelling at you like that if you were a man. I would like. So you all should just take my calm politeness and realize that I'm being nice.
Joe typically is not nice.
No. Yeah, man. Since our equipment shut off last time, I just wanted to say this about Charlie Kirk. And I'm sorry that this isn't as good as it would have been, but Charlie Kirk, for the man that he was, I'm not talking politics. For the Charlie Kirk, for the man that he was, that is the kind of man that I feel like more men should look up to as a mentor.
Sure.
I do, because I was like, this guy is speaking in front of a bunch of people. This guy is doing this. This guy is giving someone the space to speak and just returning a thought and then backing it up with data and structure. And if you can't do that, then why are you upset with the fact that you lost in a verbal conversation?
Right. It was an open forum and he embraced people with different opinions than him or views or whatever on college campuses and places that, you know, he might not even really been welcomed by.
Yep.
But he invited those people to be on his platform that he built and speak their opinion and give it right back, or ask him a question and be like, why do you disagree with it? And then shoot it right back to you. Man, and he wasn't even like super disrespectful.
No,
or anything,
he was
and
never
didn't name call anybody.
He wasn't disrespectful. I mean, he is still a human. So like, you know, you have somebody yelling at you just absurdity, and then he comes back at you with factual information, and then you're not taking it. There's nothing he can do for you. Like, you're not getting it.
No.
You're just proving your inadequacy. Now, there were videos of people that like would go up there and start yelling at him and all that stuff like that.
Right.
And then he would talk to them and they would start backing off and being like, wait a minute. That's just making people think.
Right.
You mean you wouldn't be saying that the people who were celebrating that can't think, are you?
I'd never say such a thing.
Me either.
We talked about lying.
But that's the kind of man that I looked up to. And I didn't know him.
Right.
I never met him. I wish I had.
Right.
I wish I could have had a conversation with him. That's the kind of man that I feel like men should look up to. Not the only kind of man, but like, you know, just the kind of man that I feel like men should look up to. And the funny thing is that the good women that are still left in this world, those women are looking for that kind of man. And the reason why I said toxic masculinity doesn't exist is because if you start behaving like a king, that doesn't mean you have to be living in a mansion and rich and everything like that. That has nothing to do with material things. If you start treating yourself like you are a king walking this earth with everything you do, I like to say this. I always wanted to be a rock star. I became a rock star on my own level, but I also did a lot of other things. So if I'm going to walk in and I'm going to go be an engineer, I'm going to go be a rock star at that. I'm going to be the best.
Right.
If I'm going to be playing on stage, I'm going to do the best of my ability. If I'm going to go shovel horse shit in a fucking stall, I'm going to do it with gratitude and thankfulness and saying, hell yeah, let's get this fucking shit out of here.
But you're going to be the best at it.
But I'm going to be the best at it. Because that's the standard that most men, I feel like, have lost. If you're going to do something, do it to the best of your ability. Because if you keep functioning on that level, the best of your ability is going to keep on increasing because you're following this, you're learning, you're growing, you're becoming better. So your standard goes up.
That's right.
Women are looking for that kind of man. So if you are being a masculine, I am a fucking king walking this earth, don't give a shit. If I'm cleaning a toilet, it's the cleanest, best looking toilet that anyone would be happy to go to the bathroom on. That is what women are looking for biologically. There's no argument here.
Subconsciously.
Subconsciously, there is no argument here. If you're a woman, that's how you're wired to look for a mate. You don't see lions fornicating with hyenas.
That'd be crazy.
That would be crazy. I wonder what that would look like. Anyways, there's reasons why they go for the strongest, the toughest.
That's why sex appeal matters.
What are you trying to say? That is why you should be a king at whatever you do. Because the reason why is because there is always a woman looking for that kind of man. And she's going to be a good one. That's the kind of woman that stays. That's the kind of woman who
I don't know what you want me to say.
knows
Knows her worth and knows her value and knows what she wants.
and
Knows how to, will gladly serve her man.
which means she knows
exactly what he wants. I don't know what you.
she knows her place.
Man.
She knows her place. And I'm not saying that as like, get your ass to the kitchen and make me a sandwich. I'm saying that she knows her place as a strong, independent woman and what that means.
Not that you do everything for yourself.
Yeah, because that's self-serving.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That is what makes a good wife. It doesn't mean get your ass to the kitchen and make me a sandwich.
No, but I gladly will if you want it.
Because that is taking care of your man.
Make you a sandwich and then you take care of me in a different way. That's how it should be.
Well, I was going to say that's protecting her, that's providing for her.
Right.
Also,
But that.
if you're a real man,
That.
or ladies, actually, hold on, wait a minute. We just brought up a good moment here. Give me a sec. Lisa and Lexi were talking on here about being a submissive woman. And see, the thing about being a submissive woman is that's where you actually gain your power. That's where you get control. That's where you're able to manipulate a situation. So if you be submissive to a man, you're going to have power and control over your man. That doesn't mean be controlling. That doesn't mean try to get into a power dynamic. You're messing with a man.
You will lose.
That means if you take care of him just even on the slightest little bit and do something, just, hey man, thank you for being a good man. Here's a sandwich I made you. He may not even eat the sandwich, okay? He may not even eat the sandwich.
I don't need to eat the sandwich. I got a whole other sandwich I can eat.
See how that works? See how powerful that is?
It's very simple. But this is why context matters.
We're talking about sandwiches, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like turkey from Substation 2.
I like ham.
Ham? You're a ham guy? That's cool. Yeah, sandwiches. Anyways. Where were we? I went on a tirade, I'm sorry. But yeah, man, like there's no such thing as toxic masculinity. There is definitely a thing called feminism. And it has ruined women.
Unfortunately.
And I don't care. See, that's the thing. I think it's funny when women get mad at men for saying that, when it's like, hey, we're the ones that are being treated this way because of feminism, and we're telling you, hey, this is wrong here. You're saying that you don't give a shit about another human being's feelings and how you're treating them and what you're making them feel by your behavior. So that means that you are a
piece of shit person?
guy. I didn't have to say it.
Oh, I will.
But that's the point. That I led you right to where that little pause when I didn't say anything. That's making people think for a second, because it's like, wait a minute, what's he about to say? And then you just finish it. So it's like,
I mean, it just means you suck at it as a person and as a woman, but apparently you don't suck good enough. So
right. Oh
man.
Ladies, you see how easy it is to control a man? I mean, like, it really is that simplistic. You just made this man blush on camera. Like, dude, it's really that, it's that simplistic. We are Neanderthals. Why are you allowing men to be better than you?
Or we could just treat each other as people, you know?
Yeah. Actually have standards for yourself and how you're going to treat another human being. Like, wouldn't it bother you if you treated somebody like shit?
Yeah. I actually talked about it the other day.
It would me. It would bother me if I treated someone I'm supposed to love and care about like shit.
Mm-hmm.
It would bother me.
I felt guilty.
I'd feel guilty. I would absolutely be ashamed of my behavior.
Yeah.
And I have been before.
Yeah.
When you were saying all that stuff, you know, like I did this, brother, I've been there too, dude. I ruined a relationship with a girl that I should have married. I was in college, she was out of college already, and I was getting out of college. And I was being a rock star down in Lexington, Kentucky. I had a lot of things thrown at me that I shouldn't have, and I had also made mistakes prior, and I was drinking a lot and partying a lot. And when you are a young man and you're playing at bars, and Stephanie, wherever you're at out there, yes, my fingers do move fast.
Yeah. Shout out.
Oh, that was a fun one, man. But you have those things thrown at you, you're going to be a dumb man.
Yeah.
That's not giving me an excuse because I made stupid decisions
No.
and lost a great blessing that I had in this life. And you either learn from it and don't behave that way, or you just continue your shitty process until you finally figure out the lesson.
Right.
And yeah, dude, I've been there. Been there. You know, you're not the only one. Not the only one. She also wasn't the only woman I messed up with, but you know, hey, we all learn.
Right.
But like, here's the thing. Here's the thing too that I want to say out loud. for men, we have to do these things. We have to be dumb. We have to do dumb things because that's how we learn. We are put here to suffer. We are put here to suffer. Like, are you a religious guy?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. We're put here to suffer.
The Book of Job's my favorite.
Same. We are put here to suffer. This is why women need to come off of the feminism thing, because women are not put here to suffer. What are women put here to do?
Serve. Serve.
Well, they're put here to nurture,
That too.
be motherly,
They're
be
to be
someone's
they're to be your helpmate.
helpmate, be someone's peace. The reason why is because men are put here to fucking suffer, because that's the only way we learn.
I'd agree with that. That's the only way I've learned. The whole you can take a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink thing. I learned that lesson heavily.
Yeah.
I've learned every lesson in my life the hard way, and that's on me. But that's how I learned because I was an idiot. So.
Right. This is why I said a man's past should not reflect who he is currently, unless he's done something astronomically stupid, and then that's just a different story. But like, when you're, a normal human, that's why you, like, men in their past, this is just how they grow and learn. It's just how you grow and learn. So ladies, if a man has been through the ringer, you know that old saying, you got to break a horse? Okay, you got to break a horse. It's not like you got to train a dog.
Oh, okay.
You got to train a dog to behave in a way where it's able to walk in this earth, okay, without doing something stupid. How do you typically teach a dog things?
You whoop its ass.
Yeah. Or you give it treats.
Oh, yeah. That could work. Positive reinforcement. Sure.
Yeah. Make a sandwich.
Damn.
So, he has to learn somehow. He has to learn somehow. Either by being treated great and being like, oh, if I behave like a decent human being, I get treats. Or if I do dumb things, I get my ass beat.
The sad thing is this works both ways.
It does. Oh, you're talking about for women. I gotcha.
It does work for both ways because there's been plenty of times where Joe has taught me things. It's scary that he has a degree in women's psychology.
Yeah. Someone the other day, I was hanging out with him, and they were like, I was like, look at me. You can make eye contact, and they're like, I feel like you're looking into my soul. And I was like, I am. Like, yeah, the whole psychology thing is just like, I can see the scary thing about psychology is that like I'm also an engineer. So what I'm doing is I'm weaving my way through the tapestry of the human brain and how it's built, and because it's just a computer system. So if you know how to run it, what?
Keep going.
Oh, okay. If you know how to run it, and you're looking at it and be like, what does this cause here, and what does this do here, and what does this and da da da, and you're like, if you talk to someone and you're asking them personal questions, and you're like, this and this, and you get them to say, well, yeah, I do this, then you start saying, well, in that mathematical equation that equals this, what is A plus B plus C that would cause this? So then you come back over here and start asking, did this happen? Did this happen? Did this happen? And typically when you do that, they lead themselves right to the answer of why they behave in a certain way.
Right.
You both have done that to me, and I hate it.
Yeah, that's how it works. Everything's a mathematical equation. You just got to, this is what equals that I want to get to. What do I need to do over here in order to make it get to there?
Get there.
It's all math.
Or a puzzle.
Or a puzzle. Or a simulation. Yeah, man, it's I mean, we've done this, but if you can't tell, well, this is the reason why people don't like our relationship, is because we are not intimate with each other, but we're still able to have this type of relationship. All that means is they're just jealous of the fact that they're not human being enough to have this type of relationship. Just because she has a vagina and I have a dick doesn't mean that she's not human. Just like me. I'm an alien.
Explain that further.
Which part?
The last part. Just because she has a vagina and you have a dick.
So people love to talk shit about me and her because she's a woman
Right.
and I'm a man.
Oh, so that means you must want to fuck her then.
Maybe. But we have more respect in each other in that.
Right.
Like, we do love each other. So, like, you know, if like the world was ending tomorrow and I'd be like, hey, dude. Like, but we respect each other enough to know that that's not what this is. It's like, hey, you know, because basically if you're friends and we've had this conversation where like, you know, and it just is what it is. And it's like, you know, if you take a good thing and then you throw meaningless sex into it, you're going to destroy the good thing. So like, why would we mess this up?
No, the internet told me that she can bounce on it a couple times and you can still be friends. It won't hurt
yeah?
your friendship. Yeah.
Yeah, will it?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Give that a shot.
How many times has that ever worked?
Never.
Never. We know this. I kind of want to, I kind of like, nah, I'm not going to do it.
Say it with your chest.
Here. See, the thing about it is that if the world was ending or if me and her decided to do that, it wouldn't be just fucking for us.
No.
It would be very loving. Not because we're going to be together, not because of anything like that. It's just that it would be loving. When everyone else does that kind of thing, what are they typically doing?
They're just doing it just to do it. Have a good time.
Fucking. And that's why that never works.
Right. Because it wasn't meant to be like that.
Right. Which sucks. Because we're men and we,
Yeah,
you know.
and it's great.
Dude, I love just fucking.
Yeah.
Just fucking.
And because we
But-
are men, we can kind of differentiate between the two. You know.
Oh, yeah.
So like we can definitely do like, yeah, this is feelings, and then like, nah, this is just for fun. But like,
Man,
flip side of that.
Women
Man.
cannot do that.
To a degree, we can do that a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
But like,
For a woman to do that, she has to shut off her emotions, which means she's shutting herself off completely.
Right.
Yes. Here's the thing. You've been told that it means nothing.
right.
You've been told it means nothing. That's why for a man to really be a man, and this is a tough one, you have to defeat lust.
Right.
We're wired to want to put a hole in something every once in a while. Fucking wall, yep. Beating that is very difficult for any man walking this earth.
You ain't lying, brother.
Yeah, I know. I will say this. Guys, you should really just beat lust, because once you do, your clarity is so much better, which means that if you're actually looking for a wife, you're being more selective. And you're not just looking for something to put your dick in, because I hate to say it, but most dumb men walking around looking for something to put their dick in.
Yeah,
We'll find something. It's not that hard.
it's true.
It's really not that hard. Especially with today's standards,
Yeah.
or the lack thereof. Ladies, this is why you all need to think about this. These are two men saying, oh, fuck yeah, bro. Like, yeah, you know, whatever. So what you're doing is you're putting yourself out there to destroy yourself. Men, you are too. Because what happens is that even though you think you don't have feelings,
No, you do.
What happens if you come you ready? What happens when you come across, that good? You know what I'm saying?
You nut quick.
And then you do what?
You have post nut clarity, and it's terrible. You feel like a complete piece of shit about yourself.
We'll talk about your choice in women after a while.
Oh, man.
What happens when you get a hold of one that you like fucking?
Oh, she sticks around for a while.
But what happens, like you just said?
She's probably crazy.
Ah, there it is. And the crazy ones are always the best.
Right? I don't know why. That's got to have something to do with the devil or something. I don't know.
Because they know how to control their crazy.
Or it's part of their master manipulation shit that they got going on.
Yeah. And if we don't want to call women crazy, they are. If we don't want to call women crazy, 1 out of 3. Every time.
Cool, I'm at 2. That means the next one's got to hit, right?
No, what I'm saying is...
With the math.
What I'm saying... Well, maybe if you're being selective, but what I'm saying is... Shit. What I'm saying is 1 out of 3. So for all you dumb young college kids out there, remember, it's 1 out of 3.
Oh, man.
I was an RA in college. If any of my residents hear me saying this, they're going to be like, dude, he's been saying this for years, and he's right. He's right. We thought he was nuts when he was saying it, but by the time we graduated, we'd be like, damn, that dude knew what he was talking about. I think the reason why it's that way is because they were mistreated. And a lot of times when someone's mistreated and they go to certain lengths of what they were doing in a relationship where they were being mistreated, they think that that's what they have to do in order to make somebody happy.
Which is sad.
So then when they get to that level, and let's say they actually are trying to find a man or whatever, they get into a thought process. And the thought process part of it makes you think this is what I need to do in order to make somebody happy. And when they're not being happy because of your behavior outside of the bedroom, that's when tensions start coming into play. And that's when typically the man's gonna be like, she's crazy. She's just a good lay. See ya. And it just repeats and it repeats and it repeats until the woman is absolutely destroyed. Not on her body level, on her soul level.
Right.
Which typically turns a woman cold and bitter and heartless. And cruel. Because when a woman turns into that, she has the innate ability to destroy a man who loves her. But since she's used to that type of behavior, she either thinks, this man loves me and I don't know why, so I need to get rid of him because I'm not worth it. Or she thinks, this isn't love, this isn't care, because he's angry with me at the fact that I don't please him other than inside the bedroom. Which means that she's not serving. Which means that there's a lack of respect.
Right.
There's a lack of character. Probably a lack of personality.
Sure.
And since they don't know how to serve a man and be a decent woman, because men have to be decent men. I'm not.
Absolutely.
When you're not being a decent woman on the fundamental aspect of a man and a woman, and you're not playing your part, and you think the only possible way I can make another human being happy is by being crazy and awesome in the bedroom. Means nothing. But that's why the crazy ones are always the best, man. I know. I don't do that anymore. I am a I am a renewed human being on this earth. I'm a good man.
Good.
I got bit, bro. Like, you know, I don't want to. I'm not pulling a victim card or anything like that because I truly loved this human being. I felt like I was the best man I possibly could have been for her, and I would have bled and died for that woman. I don't know exactly what happened, but I do know that we are not together anymore. So what happens to a man is one of two things when that happens. Either that man is going to take that and become a better man and being built with just eating the pain of absolute heartbreak, which is crushing.
It is.
Or he's just going to lay over and die. That's it. That's the only two options when that happens. That's why I said you are being a man, because other men in that situation would have laid over and died. Does I mean physically? Maybe not. Some men have.
Yeah. That's not an option when you have kids, brother.
Because you're a good man.
Yeah.
Trust me, there are many men who
Right.
do have that,
Right.
and they don't.
Right.
And see, when a woman does that to a man, and like, you know, she's whatever, and this is how she treats, you know, blah, 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 blah. The whole premise of it is that she's doing something emotionally to a man.
Right.
Men are not wired emotionally. That is catastrophic for a man's just mental health and his view on life, his view on women. And then you wonder why women are complaining that they can't find a good man. Women are wondering why all these women are saying men have just stopped. Yeah, because of your behavior.
Yeah.
No man's looking for that shit.
Looking for peace.
Yes. Which is what she said. That is why a woman is here. She knows her place.
Yes, I do.
You got to give some more context there, bud.
What do you mean?
That's
there's
why
no
they tear
context
you
needed.
apart.
No, they don't really tear me apart. They just don't ever say anything to me. But I know that they.
Well,
don't
yeah,
like, you know.
you know what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really care. Like, I don't care. Here's the thing, too. If you disagree with me, as you're seeing, you can come on here and just have a conversation and then we'll just talk about it.
Yeah.
But like, you know, there have been many times where I've been like, hey, here's the proof of something and how it exists. If you disagree with this, please come on here with factual information and documentation proving me otherwise. Because then if you don't do that, you're just having your opinion-based thing and it's not factual with information, with numbers, with statistics, with analytical thinking and critical thinking.
Right.
And then they just choose to attack me instead because
Yeah, because she's a woman.
Oh,
And women are
that's cool.
emotional. Yeah. She takes a beating, man. I'm telling you. Like, this, I do watch what I say, because trust me, I can go pretty hard. Well, I can go pretty hard. I had to go to sensitivity training. Like, not because I was like not because I was saying anything wrong. It's because I was being brutal and honest,
Right.
and people don't like hearing truth.
Right.
But that's the thing.
That's
you have to
typically
be
the case
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the problem.
But that's the thing. You have to be a good enough woman to handle it also.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, and you have to be a good enough man. Because like if you're not capable of handling criticism of your behavior,
Yeah.
then you're not a learning, breathing, thinking human being. Because if you don't have somebody telling you, hey, I don't like this behavior, but you think that they are attacking you when they're just trying to tell you, like, hey, this isn't good.
Right.
And then you take it offensively, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
if I'm building a part and I'm not building it correctly, the quality of that part's probably not pretty good.
No.
That's why you have to have conversations in person or on the phone.
Yeah, because you got to see the other person's reaction and like how they're doing and like, you know, and it also makes you a little bit more honest because it's harder to lie to someone straight to them.
Correct.
Harder
True.
to lie. Yeah. Just, you know,
Free advice.
yeah.
Take it or leave it.
Forgiveness. Take it or leave it. Forgiveness. If someone's willing to forgive you for your behavior and tell you that they don't like something, take it.
Or leave it.
For someone who will value it,
Right.
someone who will appreciate it, someone who won't take it for granted,
Someone that means it.
someone that means it. Because then you're just living a lie. Like, you're hurting another human being. And that typically leads us to where our world is today. Like, that's pretty much all it is.
I was going to say, there's the full circle moment there for you.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, man. Okay. Well, dude, I could keep going for quite a while here. I'm enjoying this conversation, but we can't make these too damn long because if we
Right.
do, you know, and nobody watches it, and then
That's right.
you know, we just go into oblivion. Any parting words?
Man, don't take everything as an attack. Be coachable. Be accountable. Just be honest and treat other people with respect. Like, the golden rule is like treat others the way you want to be treated.
Yeah, something like that.
And that goes across the board in like any religion. You can go through the books and see it written a different way. And if we just treated everybody like how they wanted to be treated themselves, we'd all be better off.
Yep. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more, man.
We're not saying anything super controversial. You can take it that way. Context matters.
Yes.
But like, think, open your mind.
Be open-minded. Because if you're not open-minded, you have a limited mindset.
And that's dangerous.
Yes. Brother, it's been fun.
It's been fun.
Been a good one.
Appreciate
It's
it.
been a good one, dude. I'm good job.
And thank you for sharing your platform with me and
Yeah,
inviting
dude,
me
you're
on your
welcome, man. I'm glad you
talks.
came on here. Seriously, thank you for coming on here, man. Like, I this is the first time I'm meeting you, but like, man, like I appreciate all you do on there.
Absolutely.
Like, dude, I love that stuff. Like, you're great. You know, it's just good to see other people, you know, enjoying things and
Yeah.
not making it a tragedy
Oh.
on the internet. So it's good. It's good. Yeah, appreciate it. All right. It's Natty Talks Against the World, and Joe and Jake are talking men and stuff.